When using a miter saw, wear industrial quality safety glasses when operating the machine. Make sure that the saw is securely attached to a table or base support before attempting to make any type of a cut, whether inside or outside. Wear a respirator or good quality dust mask when using the motorized miter saw for extended periods of time. Make sure that you wear hearing protection when using the motorized miter saw for an extended period of time. Hold or clamp the material that you're cutting securely before making any type of cuts. And whenever you're using the miter saw, always keep your hands at least 4 inches away from a rotating blade when making any type of cut. After the saw blade is cut through the material, hold the saw in the down position. Release the trigger, switch, and let the saw blade stop rotating before allowing the blade to return to its starting position. Never attempt to remove scrap material from the cut zone until the blade has stopped rotating and your hand is removed from the on and off switch. Keep the saw blade sharp and well lubricated when necessary. Report any dull blades to the teacher so we can replace as needed. If cutting long stock, support the long end to prevent the material from binding or jamming the saw blade after the cut is finished. Position the electrical cord out of the way of the material and operator. Unplug the saw when making adjustments on the machine. Lock the saw blade in its safest position when the work is finished and you are leaving the work area for the next student to come. When operating the machine, make a trial cut on a piece of scrap material before attempting final cuts to make sure the saw is cutting properly and the miter and bevel angles are set correctly. If the material is bowed or warped, clamp the stock to the saw base before making the cut to avoid binding or the saw to kick back. When cutting using the sliding miter saw, hold the saw firmly and lower the blade into the material being cut. After the cut is complete, continue to hold the blade in the down position, release the on and off switch, and wait until the blade stops rotating until you raise the blade to the starting position. If the motorized miter saw is mounted on a slide, pull the saw all the way out to the extended position, turn the switch on, lower the blade into the material, and push the saw forward to make the cut. Leave the saw down until the blade comes to a complete stop. When making multiple cuts of the same dimension, clamp a stop on the saw table to ensure accuracy of the cut and to reduce the time needed to make the cuts. If the saw should kick back, continue to hold it firmly in the down position. Release the on-off switch and wait for the blade to stop rotating until you raise the saw. Remove any scraps from the cutting zone to avoid them being thrown out by the saw when cutting other material. When cutting long stock, use a helper or a solid support stand to help hold the material steadily while the cut is being made. Keep the work area clean and free of clutter when using the motorized miter saw. And do not ever overextend or get off balance when using the miter saw. Make sure your knees are bent and you're in an athletic stance. When cutting any type of solid lumber in this class on the miter saw, you can never cut with the grain on a miter saw. It's called a crosscut saw. Turn it so that the straight edge is against the fence, and as long as you can see yellow, you can actually make the cut. In this case, it wouldn't be possible. In this class, we only make miter saw cuts to the right. Any cut that we need to make to get a 45-degree edge can always be to the right. We do not go 0 or to the left. Always to the right.